Football in Belize, whether on the playing field or inside the boardroom, leaves a lot to be desired. Not only is there a possibility for improvement, but the opportunity to advance the sport from a national perspective is perhaps being squandered by the powers that be. Control of the country's sole management body has always been a contentious affair. In fact, it is recorded by CONCACAF and FIFA, football's regional and universal governing bodies respectively, that last year's Congress to elect a new president of the Football Federation of Belize was the absolute lengthiest. That failed process ultimately resulted in a stalemate. This recent attempt at voting into office a new leader was considerably short, only because the Congress itself had been forestalled.
There was no quorum. According to the statutes, you need half of the members, half plus one of the members, 50% plus one of the members to be present for the Congress to take place. Hence, there was no quorum. The Congress cannot go through.
That was on Saturday, after a few hours of anticipating a decision on the hindered activity. The feeling of anxiety inside the spacious Queen's Room at the Princess Hotel was indeed palpable, as factions within the splintered organization began trickling out of the closed-door session.
It's not the optimal thing given the situation, the political tension that Belize is going through. I would like to stress that, and like I told the Congress, for the past 3 elections, we've encountered tensions here in Belize. It's always the same situation. We want to look towards the future of Belize, towards the development of football in the country, and sometimes these politics get in the way and hinder the normal operation of the Federation.
Progress, however, means having to resolve certain differences that have polarized the Federation. The FFB remains a house divided.
For our FIFA and CONCACAF representative to take the time out to come to Belize, and us not being able to complete our mandate and comply with our statutes of having our Congress, to me is very embarrassing. It's unfortunate. We've tried so hard despite the many challenges we had this past year. We made some strides, some forward strides, but the politics brings out the ugly side of football, and it's very, very, very unfortunate.
And the ugly side, as acting FFB President Marlon Quillen puts it, is preventing Belize from moving forward with the development of young athletes. That power struggle, ironically, often comes at the expense of the up-and-coming talents. Failure to make quorum in the first instance means that the executives would have to reconvene no later than the following day.
So according to the statutes, it is clearly stated that if there's no quorum, the Congress should reconvene in 24 hours. Because we have elections in the agenda, elections can only take place if the quorum, 50% plus one of the members, are here and are present. So we will encounter the same scenario. We will have to determine if there is a quorum. If there is no quorum, there will be no Congress, and we will see what the way forward is in that case.
Sure enough, Sunday would also see the absence, or in this case, a boycott of the scheduled resumption by several members of the executive.
Only 3 of the 8 affiliates showed up today, and so agenda item elections could not take place. However, other items on the agenda, including approval of the budget, approval of the activity report, approval of the financials, could have taken place. The members decided that they did not want to have any Congress at all, but then we took a 5-minute break for them to reconsider. And after that break, they came back and they decided that we would go ahead with 2 items on the agenda, namely the financial reports and the activity reports. But all of a sudden, I don't know for whatever reason, halfway through the first item, which was the activity report, they decided that, you know what, we don't want to proceed. And so, unfortunately, we had to adjourn what was left of supposed to be the Congress.
The general outlook is grim, that's for certain. According to CONCACAF representative Marco Leal, who flew in to observe the proceedings, the silver line on this perpetually dark cloud is that there is a pending revision of the statutes.
We will thrive that this is the last time this situation happens. As we explained last visit a year ago, a statutes revision process will take place, a deep statutes revision process which will incorporate new procedures implemented by FIFA and CONCACAF that will try to avoid situations like the ones we have. We will look at the structures of Belize football, the distribution of members, the inclusion of stakeholders to make sure that Belize football is properly and duly represented in the executive committee within the structures of the Congress.
Until then, Acting FFB President Marlon Quillen remains at the helm of the organization. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.